Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance channel. It is a beautiful day here in Topeka. It is going to be like a record high. It's supposed to be like 83. I'm already starting to sweat a little bit, I think. But you know, last week it was in the 20s. This week it's 80. Next week it's going to be in the 40s. That's just the way it works. So, time for a shop tour. It is our first shop tour of March 2022. March 3rd. On to a new calendar with Dagan's championship pictures on here with his parents and his sister. I almost said daughter. That's not what I meant. Trying to talk too fast, guys. This is the way it goes. So, new projects always. This is the block. Just getting ready to tape it off and get it painted. This is for Kevin's ITA car, which is going to Virginia here. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll have that car done. The transmission's completed. I'll show you that here in a minute. Just kind of getting rearranged here with the pistons and the block and kind of getting sorted out. So let's get into the rest of the shop. Not much going on here on the secondary bench, just kind of organizing some stuff. I do have something that you'll never see here. These are shift rods and forks for an MGA. There's only one person that I would do this for, and that would be my father. He is in the middle of a complete restoration on an old MGA that he's had for like 40 years. So I've been helping him with little bits and pieces. So if you have some MG forks that you need welded, I'm not going to do them for you. Kind of like I don't do Spec Miata engines. So that's what these are. In the meantime, we got Chris Robbins' really cool MX-5 back into the shop for a little bit of dyno time. And also what we've got on the car now is a new ITB setup. But there's no plenum here, and so he's been having trouble with vacuum for the brake booster. And so what we installed here is a vacuum pump that just runs on itself and goes over to the booster. And it comes on as you need vacuum, and apparently it works great. It's the first one I've ever installed. And so now we've got basically a standalone vacuum pump just for the brakes. I think that's going to work out well, and but that's kind of where we're at here with the car. I think he's coming to pick it up here this afternoon, and we'll be looking good. This is actually Kevin's transmission. You guys remember when I first pulled the engine and transmission out of his car, how nasty it looks? Well, this is what they look like when they're all cleaned up and freshened and ready to go. So the transmission's completely built, looking good. This is still some of Ward Marshall's stuff for his solo car, but you can see the blocks back. All the machining work is done for that, and we're just kind of working on basically finding time to continue that project. I'll get to it, but he knew that it was going to take a little bit of time. So as far as BMW updates go, the only thing I've really gotten a chance to do over the last week, and I did it like 2 at a time, was get all the old tires off of the wheels and get everything, get some new tires coming for Haltech, of course, and I need to get these wheels all cleaned and prepped. I like to keep everything really nice. You can see there's quite a bit of stuff here on the shelf, which is basically everything that I will put back into the trailer. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you check out the trailer organizing video down below. And I talk about how I stay organized, not only in the trailer but at the track. You can really optimize your program by being organized and knowing where everything is at. So most all of this will go back into the trailer here shortly. I don't like to leave it in the trailer during the winter time, just because I don't like my stuff getting frozen, because the trailer does sit outside. So that's kind of where we're at here. Won't be too much longer. We'll be getting ready to load up for Haltech, but that'll probably be the 1st of April. So we'll be talking about that. That's kind of where we're at here with the BMW. In the meantime, we have progress going on Mike Sturm's car. So Transmission's ready to go. These are just his exhaust headers and some hardware. But in the meantime, making some progress on our new Willwood Brake Kit. So obviously we talked about, I was actually showing you guys the front kit the other day. Here are the rears. It is a 4-piston, and it utilizes the same rotor that the StopTech kit uses. But this is a really nice kit. You know, these pads are easily changed with these clips, and I'm really happy with the way this has gone together. Of course, the differential's all back in. You need to get the transmission in and get some of the other, you know, nuts and bolts and details and everything taken care of. So in the meantime, you can see that there's a big open space because the Cadillac is gone for the time being. Loaded up, delivered, and to the customer, and he is getting ready obviously to go to Road Atlanta here, which is 1 week away. So completely ready to go, but this spot will not be open for very long. Got more stuff coming, which you will see next week, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I've been working on Eric's wiring. So the way that I like to kind of do these is to kind of separate the harness into what's going to be under the hood and what's going to be inside the car. So I've already got this sorted out, basically ready to go. One of the things that I like about these Haltechs, on the electromotive plugs, it was kind of a pain to actually, you know, remove wires. I like to remove all unnecessary wires out of a harness. Some guys roll them up and tie them up under a dash. That really doesn't make much sense to me. So the cool thing about these is you can simply push on this clip right here, which releases the buttons, and you can literally pull these right out, which makes your life a lot easier for not only removing them, but if you need to in the future to put them back, put something back, if you're going to add, you know, if you're going to add sequential injection, or if you're going to add a knock sensor or whatever it is you want to add, you can simply put the wires back in, push these back down, and now the wire is stuck. That is a really, really good way to go. And so I'm basically ready to start running everything where it belongs. You can see over here some of the extra wiring that I pulled out that we won't be utilizing, but we'll hold on to this for the future, like I said, in case we ever want to add anything to this system. But now it's just time to start running wires to their prospective places, and we'll have this up and going in no time. Haltech's really good about having really nice wiring diagrams that kind of explain where everything goes, and kind of laying it out for you, whether or not you have, you know, a crank input, cam input, and then all of the extra things that it'll run. You can see here, this thing will run ignition modules, it'll do drive-by-wire stuff, idle air control motors. This is very similar. It's actually exactly the same as what I installed into that STL MX-5 last year, which you guys probably remember seeing. So I am just in complete love with these Haltech systems, and really looking forward to seeing what we can do on Eric's car. You know, we've got lots of data on this car specifically from over the years, so always trying to raise our game up a little bit higher, and this Haltech system's a really good way to do it. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm really focusing on getting Kevin's engine finished, getting that car finished here in the next week or two, getting it shipped out so he can make his first Mars race, which I believe is going to be at Summit Point the 1st of April. So it's the 1st of March. We only have a month. We got to get this thing going. So we're looking pretty good. You know, the weather's been going up slowly, as the stock market's been going down, as you guys are all probably noticing. But if you still have your shares, believe me, it'll come back up. So I'm not really big on giving financial advice, but that's what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully the gas prices come down and all the craziness in the world is going to subside eventually. But in the meantime, we're just going to stay focused in the shop and get ready for race season. Hope you guys are enjoying the beautiful weather out there, and I know I am. I'm almost starting to sweat a little bit in here. It's almost 80 degrees now, and but have a great rest of your week. As always, if you guys have questions, if you have ideas or whatever, just post down in the comments below, and I'm happy to answer any and all questions. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next week.